Hello and welcome to
Game Plug
with me, Ashley Mackle,
and me, Nathaniel Alcalado.
on part 4 of Star Wars: The Complete Saga Awards Trip.
It is the third film, the fourth level. Defense of Kashyyk, I think.
Kashyyk, yeah. I know this for a fact because I play Star Wars Battlefield.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Right,
We're going to spend about 10 or 15 minutes checking the game out, giving some reviews, post some comments to see what we need to improve, and also we're going to give you some hints and tips on what to do in this level and where we are in the storyline.
Right, okay. Tip 1, destroy the lights.
Yeah. Deja vu.
Tip 2, don't mess with Yoda.
Yeah. I'm personally just going to take all the damage because we've done the take about 5 times, and every time he's tried to kill me. In exactly the same way. But yeah, I'm not worried because the money's technically all going to us, so we're cool. So yeah, I believe in the storyline, Yoda's on Kashyyk helping with the war. It's not called the Rebels yet, it's called the Republic, and the Republic are therefore trying to... we're on the bit where you'll see a cutscene later on Darth Sidious telling the clones to take Yoda hostage, or just to kill him, I think.
Right, okay. Over here, you cannot actually do this on story, but on free play, if you have somebody with Dark Force, so Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Darth Vader, and somebody who is a bounty hunter, so Boba Fett, Jango Fett, IG-88, and all of them. If you have both of them, then you first use the Dark Force on the pipes, and then you use a bomb from the other people on the shiny object, which we've talked about before.
So now I believe we're going to go into a cutscene.
Now I would like to draw attention here really quick. Ridiculous attention to detail.
What with the flies?
What? Yeah, it's amazing that it's just ridiculous.
Oh, and, just to be downhearted on your opinion, they are just dots that are zigging around. So here we have the cutscene of where the clone's being told by Darth Sidious, aka Counselor. Is he just called the Counselor? I think
the Emperor.
Well, no, he's called the Counselor until now. He's called the Emperor because if you see the storyline, the Chancellor is the Darth Sidious. So now we have the uprising.
Right. Okay. Going back to that thing with the flies. Granted, the graphics aren't very good with that tiny little thing.
What?
But the flies earlier.
Oh yeah, they were just dots zigging around.
But they just thought we should have flies, which I think is very good. On the other hand, I thought if a job's worth doing, you should do it well instead of just having little dots that zing around.
Okay, so now what we have to do here is we have to rebuild the... What? Never mind, continue. Doesn't matter. Never mind, it's okay.
Sorry for that.
Yeah. We were... Interrupted. By Master, but it doesn't matter. So like I said earlier, we have to make the generators and then build them, then use the generators to lift the bridge to continue the mission. Here we'll have some reinforcements of enemies. Now I recommend if you're a shooter type, you stay the hell away and just, take it. Now I believe these are the clone trooper helmets, but I don't believe
they're wigs.
Are they all different types of wigs?
It's Princess Leia wig.
Oh, that's cool. And Princess Leia.
Some characters jump out of the way, for example, like you just saw with Yoda here. Watch it again. There we go.
He doesn't like wigs, but Chewie does. Love the wig.
Anyway, right, let's carry on.
I think it actually goes as opposed to an extra life. Nah, hit with your lightsaber. Yeah, it does.
No, like you still lost a life.
Did I? I was
Anyway.
yours then. So yeah, shooters, stay the hell back. And what we have to do now is we have to save these Wookiee commanders from the... technically now it's... What's it called now? Because it's not clone troopers, they're stormtroopers now, technically. In the story.
Oh, who knows?
I don't know. Anyway,
this is when the shooter comes good.
Well, only with grappling. Sorry about that, never mind. But I'd like to talk slowly about what we did in the previous video. We talked about the droid rankings of red, yellow, and classical. You can have the same with clones, whereby if they have a yellow patch on their right arm, they're considered to be the same as a yellow droid, so you have to hit them more than once. This is a key element in strategy-wise. If you want to go in there and just go blah, it would be a bad idea.
Over there is the
bridge you have to activate with 5 people. So we are technically 2 plus 3 that we're going to find with the other guy.
That is 5.
That's 5. Unless you're
Good
like
maths.
me. Unless you're like me, you've got no maths. Now, this is where the grapple person comes really handy, because there's a menu check. Now, I do believe that because of your red brick, it tells us where the other person is.
The red brick.
You mentioned in previous videos that you had a red brick that told you where specific missions were, to say.
No, it shows you where the red brick is for that particular level. And on this,
no idea where I'm going.
you're going to Orphanatico.
Aha! Ooh, nice. Take down. So yeah, one of the fun things that you can do with Chewie. Yeah, and one of the awesome things that I love about this game is you can have Chewie being a complete lad, and because he's like a bear, like he did in the movies, you can rip people's arms off. Only in Lego though, and it's not gory because you know it's Lego. It's just arms popping off.
It's like what we showed you with TC-14 and C-3PO in other videos.
So now all we do is we step on the pressure pads and the bridge comes down. So we don't really need these other commanders now, but
they'll go back and do something.
If you do hear a slight buzzing, that's our TV. We have a very low standard TV. Not our fault, we just don't have time or effort to put some money on it. So now, as you can see, the clones and droids are working together in order to kill us, so we have to be very sneaky.
Sneaky? We just go in and nail everything.
Well, I wouldn't want to go against that, especially when you're a shooter class like me. Maybe a lightsaber class can have a chance of destroying those, but at least I can use it.
Well, I think long range better for that.
Plus, the long rangers can take over this thing.
So can short range.
True.
Then everybody except for droids, so that includes R2-D2, can ride these vehicles.
Yeah. Pro tip, if you're using these, it's best to stay at a distance
Stay
again.
at a distance, yeah.
Because if they just hit you a couple of times, you'll get jumped out. But then you can just jump straight back in. It's also very, you need to be very careful when shooting these, because if your Yoda friend is in a fight, you don't want to hit them as well and risk losing money. So really, I would just target, unless he's in a crowd, don't shoot the crowd.
Okay, there's one of these pre-built which somebody is already controlling, but there is another one where there are pieces scattered around the beach.
I think that is I think it's one of those things that you what are they called? Land speeders. That's the one.
No, it's a part of that shooter.
Oh, I see. So you make 2 of them.
Yeah. Now there is a problem with this building. If you don't have the fast build red brick, which unfortunately we don't have, it's quite likely that somebody will shoot you midway through while you're trying to build it.
And therefore, now with the Force, they can use the Force to get people out of these walkers, I think they're called. So really, if you're in the walker while your friend's trying to build theirs, just give them some covering fire against the droids and the clones. It's just a little bit helpful. So then, completely useless as Chewie, because Chewie plus walker equals completely screwed.
Who screwed the?
Well, the droids obviously, because Chewie gets angry and he kills everybody. Now I'm not actually sure if it is Chewie, because there's a big gap of when you see Chewie in the movie, because you see him on Kashyyyk and then Yoda goes up in his pod and then he escapes, but then you see Chewie with Han Solo in episode 4, 5 and 6. So I think they purposely brought him back in the last film just to just say where Chewie came from, his home planet, and why he's on his own, which I think is a really nice twist in a film basis. And obviously they did this with Lego because they just copied the film.
Obviously, if you're wondering what he means by brought him back for the last film, even though this is the third film, they made 4, 5 and 6 first, and then they made like a prequel.
Something which I've never actually seen before, so I think it's really cool. And I think I have to jump, shot.
You have to fire at those two.
Yeah, be very careful because this bridge does not have bars on them. So
you will fall off.
Yeah, very easily you can fall off. Now, this kind of reminds me of that place where Yoda is found by Luke Skywalker and his ship is sinking.
Right, okay. This area is in a way similar to an area that we've already been. Yellow vested droids continually calling more troops to come and kill you.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
And the only way to get rid of them, to get rid of all the bonus droids, is by killing the original yellows. If you don't kill the yellows, then they will continue to come in no matter how many you kill. Great if you have character studs and you're just here for some money. Not so great if you just want to get on with it.
Yeah, what I really love about Chewie is even though he is a shooter type, if you ever get in close combat with him, yeah, pretty much good. As I'll demonstrate with these droids.
I don't think he rips me down, but...
I'm not sure if that's like a special ability he does, like if you, I don't know, jump up Y or...
All shooters in close combat do something called, well, they just slap them.
Well, they don't slap them, they do close combat, which is...
Slap them.
Not slap, it looks like slapping, but it looks like martial arts to me.
There's a red brick that's actually called Super Slap. What else is it?
Fine, but I guess they don't really have hands, do they? They just have...
little coil.
Yeah. Which, well, it's Lego. So in the movies they would be using close combat because it's Lego, they slap. Which I think is...
interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's good.
Well, it's not good, but it's not awful because I think they've kept well to how Lego people would play.
That, I think you are leaving me. And I think you have to...
See, there was my stretch screen problem again.
Yeah, because he had to go and jump up. Which
you just go up here now.
And now I'm being cut off. Which is quite evil. But then again, he's player 1, so...
So that's our stretch screen problem.
But don't worry, they have resolved it in previous films.
Previous?
Next films. Next games, not films. But they have resolved the problem, which is good. I think they could have done it a little bit better because it is very complicated. They split the screen and the screen also moves, so it's very confusing on where everything is. I personally don't like it. In all fairness, I prefer the stretch screen thing to what they've done with the split screen. And they should have just kept it level and not made it so twisty. I don't know if you can use the option menu to change that. Post a comment if you know. If you have previous games and you're just wondering if you should
Not
get this
previous.
one. Later. Sorry. I'm concentrating. Chewie is awesome.
Right, this is another one of those shooter things. You need them to get onto the next bit. You press Y or triangle to get inside it. Then you press it again and you get onto the platform.
So even Chewie can get at this point because all of these are set of vehicles. You always jump off.
Then in this bit, Chewie can shoot at the
ball. I can be bothered
to avoid
them
being hit.
Close. Now I don't know if I can continue going up.
That grappling just got him to.
You can use the force anyway, so.
Yeah, got him to another mini kit piece. Also, people with the force can use the force
to blow up
on these balls and they just blow them up.
Yeah.
Like that.
Pro tip, as you saw there, I kept shooting Yoda. That's
not a good thing.
Not a good thing. It's also something you should avoid. So if you really want to destroy the boulders and you're ahead of your shooter class, go in front of Yoda to not kill your friend. as you know, he got me back. But also I think a shooter class is very good with walkers because all they have to do is shoot the walker a couple of times and the character pops out and then you just shoot him. This level is taking quite a long time.
It's quite a long level. But this is the end of it.
Personally, I haven't seen this in a long time. I used to have Lego Star Wars, but I didn't have a complete saga. I only had 1 to 3, and it didn't have all these new features in it. So I'm pretty happy to see them.
So this is the
close combat's also a new one. They didn't have the people with.
Right, this is the very end. You have to use the force on all of them, and then you have to destroy them, bringing up this
pod. You have to escape, which is also in the films. So yeah, it's a really nice touch.
No, it's not a touch. It's just them actually
copying. Yeah.
Well, it's not copying. It's what they're meaning to do.
Well, they copied the movie,
right.
haven't they?
Well, that's what they're meant to do. Anyway,
this is part 4, finally, because we've done so many takes on this. Without further ado, I'm Ashley Randall.
I'm Nathaniel Alcalado.
And this is
Game Plug.